kind of documentation related to the arrival and departure of the vessels, excluding the VF, will be done through this platform. So yeah, I think some of you, we had discussions with you in 2020 where we came and we had a quick discussions with all the agencies like what we're having now, and we thought about, we wanted to digitalize our ways of doing the ship shore safety checklist. We went halfway by digitalizing it using PDF files, but now we are embarking on this fully digital platform, which is UAB Online, which is a platform that can facilitate this online or digital transformation that we are looking for. But of course, to be able to for the terminal to be using this software, and as well interconnecting with the vessels, so the bridge between that plays a big role in the agencies, it's you guys, and therefore we wanted to first have this session with you to introduce what is this software and what will be your role in that platform, and how you will be able to assist us and able to assist the vessel in making sure we achieve this safe rollout of the system. The second thing I wanted to highlight before we start into the detail is why we are looking into doing this digital platform. Is first of all, it saves time. It saves time for the terminal, and it saves time for the vessel, because when we send the information to the vessel does not need to fill up the same information over and over and over again. Why? Because when the vessel has its own login details, all these things will be saved in their account. So whenever they log in again in the future, all the same details, all the IMO details, all these things that they have been selected previously, it will all be there again, and they don't need to refill up all this information. This is one of the advantages. The second advantage is that it will all be recordable and traceable. So we all have the same real life information that is being established and agreed during the conference. The third thing is that we also not using paper anymore. We're going more sustainable, and it's on a digital platform. The final thing as well is that we want to reduce the jetty occupancy in our vessels, in our terminal, and by being able to for the vessel to fill up their pre-arrival before coming here, and we also fill up our part before the vessel comes alongside the jetty, we can save up to 1 hour, or we target up to 1 hour of conference time by having the vessel to do their part of the checklist before even arriving to our vessel, our berth, and also for our loading masters and our pre-arrivals to be done before the vessel arrives. So when the vessel arrives, we will only conduct the pre-testing and the shipshore safety tests that needs to be done, and also sign off on the loading and the discharge agreement. Okay, so far, does anyone have any questions, or we can proceed with the explanation of your part of the flow? Okay, very good. I think then I will be sharing the screen now, and maybe Jeremy, if you think I missed anything, please jump in at any time. Sure. Okay. So, can you see my screen? Yes. Okay, very good. So, if you don't mind, I think if everyone can put themselves on mute so that we don't be distracted with any background noise. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, from our side, the terminal will be filling up the announcement, or a new vessel that comes in, will be filling up the pre-arrival checklist, and then we will need to have to send it to the vessel. There is two ways to send it to the vessel. whether we send it directly, but if we have provided the email or the account of the vessel themselves, or we can send it to the agent, where the agent can forward it to the vessels directly. So these are the two options that we have. And whenever we have this new announcement, we will require the agents to ensure that the part of the pre-arrival checklist is filled up before the vessel arrives to our jetty, before the estimated time of arrival of the of the vessel to our jetty. So whenever if we as a terminal send the vessel requirements to the agents, this page will come up, and this page you will be able to forward by putting in the ship details. You will be able to forward these requirements to the ship, and you will be able to also monitor if they had filled up this information or not. So it is just a 1 or 2 step process for you, which we will now demonstrate. Jerome will help me to demonstrate that. But I think that the big role or the big part of this system that we want your assistance in is to make sure that the vessel actually fills up this form before it arrives to our jetty, so that we can make sure that, like we said, save time and save effort for the vessel to be doing it before it arrives to our jetty. So maybe Jeremy, if you don't mind, can you share, demonstrate how it will be looking as from an agent perspective?
Yes, 1 second. I'm just finalizing the setup on my end. So give me 1 minute.
Okay. Meanwhile, anyone has any questions so far? Very good. We have a question. Is the system multi-language? Jerome, is currently what languages are we providing the setup for UAB?
We have, by the way, it's Jeremy. Jerome is my colleague. It's okay. We have English, Dutch, and German currently supported. Maybe meanwhile you can continue the documentation while I just finish setting everything up, because it's gonna take a few seconds.
All right, okay. So let me share again the screen. So I will take you. Maybe we can go line by line. Okay. So every workflow in UAB online starts with the creation of an online file by the planner in the terminal. So this will be done from our side. He fills up the pre-arrival details and then invites the agent and the ship to do the announcement. After the planner has completed his part of the pre-arrival and forwarded the invitation, you will see in your dashboard that the action has been expected from you. So the vessel will be receiving an action that they need to fill up their part. Each action in the dashboard has its own color. If the action is expected from you as an agent, the color will be at a yellow status. By clicking on the online file, you can forward the invitation to the seagoing vessels for an existing ship. You check whether the general data of the ship, dimensions, type of the ship, and the contact details of the ships are correct. With a new ship, you need to fill in this information. So you need to register the new details of this information. And then you need to send the invitation to the ship by clicking forward to the ship button, which is this button here. So by the end of this call, just a heads up, we will send an official email saying that that we are going to migrate into the system. But also after this meeting, we will also send you login details that you will be receiving for as an account for the agents. Have anyone received an email yet from UAB that giving them the login details of UAB? Not yet. Okay. So by the end of the call, by today, then you will be able to receive these login details, and maybe we can follow up after that. If you haven't received, please let us know so that we can ask UAB to send you your own login details for each agency that you will be using for this platform. Okay. Also, maybe I can highlight. Also, we'll be also sharing some contact details of people who will be able to support you in the development or throughout this process. So, if you guys, anyone has any questions or need some tech supports or anything like that, that you will be able to contact in case you are facing any issues, we will share that with you.
Terak lu tak ada apa kan?
Tak ada bos.
Tak ada hutang apa kan? Meeting tak ada kan?
Whenever you're ready, I can share my screen.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah. And take over the screen if you want.
Yes. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yes.
Should see the UAB online interface, where in the first one, a announcement at ATB Malaysia. So as an agent, you always see all the announcements in this nice table. So you see this one, someone else created it under I am currently logged in as an agent, and linked me to this announcement. but it's the staging environment, so it's the testing environment. So we're only interested in this right now because ATB Malaysia, of course. And when we click on it, we can see all the details. So you can first of all obviously see submission date. We can see a nice log, what has been done. So the dossier has been created. We have linked my agent account. So this will show that, for example, the name of one of your agencies, which vessel was linked, and who has been informed, and who has been invited, and a finalized pre-arrival notice in this case. And you can see here other connected parties as well. And here comes the more interesting part for you. So here we can upload documents, and we can request documents. And if we go further down, we can also see the pre-arrival information. So we can see vessel name, ISPS levels, berth, basically all the pre-arrival information, from products to shoreline connections, everything that you need to do your job. I filled it in with some dummy data because I wanted to show it to you guys quickly. But obviously this will be then filled with real data. All the attachments are clickable, so you can see all these informations. And this has already been a situation where it has already been filled out by the terminal and by the ship. So it's a complete pre-arrival document. But for example, if you want to download this file, you're able to open this and download it as a PDF for your own files, for example. So you can store it if you need to store it. And if we go back, you can also upload a file. So we can select a file, and we can then select to who we want to send it to. Do we want to send it to the vessel? Do we want to send something to the terminal? Is there an action required, or is it something that needs to be signed, for example, because we offer online signing. Keep in mind that if you share a file with a stakeholder, it's available to all stakeholders in the dossier. So me as the agent, I share a file, let's say with the terminal, with ATB Malaysia, then the vessel also has access to this file. Just, it depends who we are informing based on which stakeholder we're selecting. So let's say we want to upload this file, and we can maybe leave a message here. So we can say, hello from agent. Send this. You can see file sent. And if we look here, we can see here the image we just uploaded, hello from agent. And again, we can open it, and this is, in this case, a nice image of a beach. But obviously, in your case, it might be a very important document. So here you have access to all the, to everything that you require, as in uploading files, notifying stakeholders, requesting files, and seeing all the pre-arrival information. Is there anything specific, Ahmed, that you want me to show?
Yes. Yes, thank you so much for that so far. I think it's just to make sure or clear that the below pre-arrival information, this is either filled by the terminal side, or it will be also pre-filled by the vessel side. So for the agent's role would be to forward these pre-arrival to the vessel, correct?
That's only in a case if the vessel does not exist in our system yet. So maybe we can, because we are using Q88 to get vessel details. So in theory, we should have all emails on file. But there might be cases where a agent needs to fill in the email address and forward this online file to the vessel. However, I spoke with Johan about this, and according to him, all the vessels should be, or all the email addresses should be available already to ATB itself. So it shouldn't be an occurring case. I can show it, but it will take a few minutes again to set it up.
I see. Okay.
So maybe I'll stop sharing and then we can continue, and I'll prepare that.
I think I think it's quite clear so far. Is it gonna be if I'm not mistaken? Let me share my screen.
Sure. I'll stop sharing mine.
So it will be basically looking something like this. So if in case we don't have the details, the page for the agent will look something like this, where they need to fill up here the vessel's details, and then they will need to forward it to the ship, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, clear.
By the way, is there currently any agent that has any question or feedback? Of course, always welcome.
Where is the energetic transmarine team? We have a comment. As of now, no questions. We will have to undergo the system. I agree. So the idea is that, Kevin, we want to roll out the system by Monday. So we will, as I said, so the next steps now that you will have all the agencies will receive login details so that everyone can have access to this platform, to the UAB platform. And then from there, starting Monday, we will be sending out all the announcements, all the new announcements, or all the new vessels that will be coming to our terminal. We will be sending them via UAB. So you will be starting to receive these, we call them announcements or new requests for the pre-arrivals starting by Monday. And I think the idea from here is that we will work together to make sure that both of us are aligned. And if you need any support and any details on how, what are the steps required from you, please don't hesitate to contact us. And we will also, in the email that we will send to you, we will share with you who and how to be contacted. Okay. I think from my side, I'm okay. If Jeremy and the team, if anyone has any questions. I think there is another question. Does the website system come with a user guide? I think yes. What we will do is we will also share whatever I was sharing just now, and this one is just a brief kind of explanation if you want to share with your team and whoever is going to be also using that platform. Jeremy, there are more guides that are required or available in the platform?
I don't think currently for agents specifically. I think we are working on actually having a training section on our application so that there's actual proper guides for everything that you need to know. But I think that the guide you will have and you are sharing covers everything the agent needs to know.
Okay, very good. Any more questions? Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for the questions. And then again, I want to thank you all. I think we have a good number of participated companies and people. So thank you all for that. And I wish we will be able to fully successfully roll it out in an efficient and smooth manner. And I think we have a question from Kelly. Can we state compulsory items with an asterisk? That is yes, correct. This is Kelly. This is another point. Good question. All the compulsory items you will need is highlighted with an asterisk, and also you cannot submit the application without having to fill up the important or the compulsory items. So if you try to submit without filling any of these items, it will highlight it to you in red, so you would know which ones need to be filled up before you can submit your pre-arrival.
Is it maybe a good idea that I show them how the form is filled out? That's maybe a good. 1 second then. Let me prepare. So I'll do the terminal part first because we obviously need to start the announcement process first. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So this is what the terminal, in this case ATB, sees when they're starting a pre-arrival form. So if I just want to submit this now as it is, it's gonna yell at me for not filling out the form properly, right? So I'll start filling this out. ATB vessel, I'll pick a berth, 2 in this case. Again, this is dummy data. I don't know the actual positioning of the berths, but no items, no, I'll do some loading, I'll pick a product. So even the products are there, so even product names can't be mistaken. So we'll do butane. For you guys, it's probably very funny that I'm writing really weird measurements, but spare me, please. So now that I filled everything, now it will actually let me continue and it will upload this part. And the next part is actually quite interesting. It's not something you will see. This is for the terminal, so we can either finalize it, but obviously the vessel has to make some, has to fill the rest in. So we want to forward it. And it's going to ask us who we want to forward it to. So we filled in an ATB vessel. So hey, we have an ATB vessel on file, right? So we can select it, or we can invite a new ship if we have the email address. If we don't have the email address, which again, this is the terminal side, so this is not something you will see. But if we leave this blank, because the email address is not known to the terminal, the agent will be asked to invite the vessel. Let me try to zoom in a bit. We will ask the agent to forward. So that's when you will have an action item on your end. Is that something we want to show, Ahmed, or just show the form validation?
I think it's clear. I think that yeah, we can try to move forward with to use to use the agent to fill up the form.
For the vessel, you mean?
Yes.
So now I selected the vessel, I selected myself as the agent, and I'm going to send the invitation. So now we have the filled in pre-arrival by the terminal here. Let me just also show you quickly the agent side of this. Just sharing my screen real quick. So now we see also the status of this announcement. Go back to the old thing. Action required from ship. So there's no action for us to do here, but we can actually see what we just filled in, or what just has been filled in by the terminal. You can see all this information, and we can see that all this part for the vessel is still blank. So we know it's not final yet. Also, the status indicates that it's not final because it's not green, as it is here, that it's finalized. So here we can see it's not yet finalized. It doesn't even show up yet. All right. So also we have a button here to forward it to the ship if it for some reason wasn't able to be forwarded properly. Now we go back quickly to the other screen where I will be logging in as the vessel. right. Share screen. So now we are back in the vessel perspective, and we can see action required from ship. So that's the one we just created as the terminal. So we click there, and it sends us automatically into the form. You get nice information. And then if we scroll down, we see that the things that have been filled out by the terminal, we cannot change them. So they are put in there and they're stuck. That's the terminal knows this part best. So that part's come like that. And then follow information. We have, again, all the stuff that we filled with validation. So if we can try to finalize, we get a whole bunch of screaming, hey, you're not filling this out correctly. Not sure if we have it on this one as an example. We have, for example, draft on arrival. There's even specific validation that this number has to be lower or equal to 100. We cannot just fill in 10,000. So there's a whole bunch of validation. I think that covers that question, right?
I think that yes, it does. Yes, thank you so much. I think it's quite clear. And I think this kind of gives a very good overview as well on how it is run on the terminal side, how it's run on the agent side, and how it's run also on the vessel side.
Yeah. Perfect.
I think if no further questions, I think we can conclude this meeting. Again, I would like to thank you all for joining, and also looking forward to roll out this system on Monday. So if Monday you still haven't received any of the login details, please let me know. So yes, you can drop here a message or drop me a message or an email. I'm gonna put my email here as well. And if you haven't received the login details, please let us know so that we can ask UAB to send you your login details for your company. Okay?
Someone asked another question, I think.
So how about ship documents? Loading masters still need to go on board to sign all the documents of the safety meeting? Rosdi, no. For the ship shores, so the pre-arrival will be done before the vessel arrives. For the ship shore safety agreement, it will be done also on the platform. There is two options for that. The loading master can do it remotely, so he can do it on when he is in the cabin, and also the vessel can do it remotely, so they can do it separately, where they don't need to be interfacing. Only they will be interfacing during the testing, the test of the equipments and the vessel equipments, or they will do it together on the tablet that we will provide to the loading master, so they can do it jointly over there as well. All the details already from the pre-arrival will be there, but then they will fill up the shipshore safety agreement during the safety meeting, where the documents can be signed on the platform itself digitally.
I've shared an image in the chat that shows what documents can be generated by the terminal. It all can be done.
Yeah, so we have the safety letter, the radio receipt, and also the return of the radio, the declaration, all the documents that are related, and usually we sign in the shipshore safety agreement. This will be all done on the platform itself. So except the cargo documents, the BL, the certificate of origin, and the certificate of quality, and all the cargo documents that will be done on the normal matter, the one that will be signed and physically given to the vessel. But on the safety and the pre-arrival, this will all be done on this platform. But if the vessel don't have a better internet connection, will take more time. Normally, bunker barges don't have good internet connection. Okay, so this is why we will send out this form before the vessels even give notice, and it's already here. So they have actually a couple of days to fill up the pre-arrival. But if the vessel, once it comes alongside, and they don't have internet, we can still use our platform or our to do the shore safety checks. And again, Rosdi, I think this is a nice point that you brought up here, and therefore we would like to kind of also assess what are the things that would be kind of how many times that this occur, and how we can work around that system with that. There's another question for Fazil. Can we add additional documents if need SOF flushing? Yes. Yep, good one. Fazli, yes, we can. We can include SOFs. We can also, yes, we can include additional checklists. I think this one we need to include. Yeah, I will send you, Jeremy, maybe later we can add one more document, the SOF for flushing. We can include it there as well. Good one, Fazli.
Anything implementation like forms and checklist, I think it's better off to talk with Jon, because that's his part of the at UAB.
Sure. Yep.
I can forward it if that's easier, but.
Okay. Anything else, team? Okay, very good. I think I would like to conclude this meeting. If anything, please let me drop me a message, or drop a message even here in the this chat will still be there, so that if you have a question, we can respond to you on this chat, so that all the other agents as well can get the same answer. So please don't hesitate if you have any questions. Still, we'll keep this chat ongoing as a support for now, and if there is anything specific, please do raise your request to us directly. Okay, thank you so much for attending, and then we will have another session now for all the ATB staff on the terminal side. But for the rest, for the agents, thank you so much for joining, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. We'll catch up with the ATB team at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, settle.